It's very difficult. Yeah. No more. Yes, thank you, Honor. Thank you, Excellency. Let's come back to. You are my favorite bodyguard. You are my favorite bodyguard. It's okay. It's okay. All right, thank you. Let's go back.
Excellency, the President is here with us. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, for your presence here.
Let's go back. Go back small. Let's go back. Let's go.
Greetings with His Royal Majesty.
Let's go.
The Minister of Gender, the Minister of Education, and the Deputy Minister of Education, as well as other dignitaries on the days.
Please, you all go to this side. Just go to the other side. Go there.
Can we all please be upstanding for the national anthem? Thank you very much, the Ghana Police Band. His Excellency the President.
Constituency who's here to support His Excellency the President for this special initiative. Also, I say a very big welcome to the Honorable Eliplin Makrugu, who is...
Thank you very much, Natalia. Your Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Republic of Ghana, our very able, distinguished, affable Royal Majesty Gamanche, King Takite Kucho II, a solid believer in the girl child too. It could not be by coincidence that Excellency John Dramani Mahama, through the Minister for Gender, decided that you should ably chair today's ceremony. My colleague, the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, the Regional Minister, Deputy, I almost said Deputy Majority Leader. I'm reminded that President Mahama won an overwhelming majority. So Deputy Minority Leader, Ma Pat, and a proud member of the Education Committee of Parliament, who also holds the torch of the girl child and support for women very high. Thank you for coming. Director General, Ghana Education Service, Chief Director, Ministry of Education, Chief Director, Ministry of Health, heads of agencies present, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today we are here once again to celebrate what I would describe as an enduring legacy of John Dramani Mahama. And I begin noting, those of you who are students of history, so you can begin writing, that forever it will be part of Ghana's history that it was under John Mahama's reign and tenure that Ghana got its first ever female vice president. A reflection of his faith, unwavering faith and belief in the potential of a girl and a woman demonstrated. Then today again, the making of history. I'm sure again I can say unparalleled that it will go into our history that no president under the Fourth Republic, if I want, I can extend it under since independence, but I'll narrow myself so that deputy leader tomorrow, when he asks for budget support, I don't suffer in the corridors of parliament. But at least no president in our living history would have been said that he prioritized women mental and hygienic health after today's ceremony than Excellency John Dramani Mahama. A historical fact. So mine today is to introduce him, but before I go into that, I have the permission of Mr. President as he's addressing. A number of you here are teachers. One of your major concerns the President just referred to me is that in his campaign rounds, many of you who are Deputy Director Generals of Education suffer to hold the ladder above you to become directors because of the unavailability of office space. President John Dramani Mahama has directed the GES and the Ministry of Education that henceforth all those deputy directors be given their legitimate promotion, but accept that even without offices, they will still serve the GES in the capacity of directors. Accordingly, a decision of his legacy as President of the Republic of Ghana. Today's milestone, in my words, is to say a terminal end to the unbearable emotional trauma and indignity that young girls go through responding to the natural call. Excellency John Dramani Mahama says from today, you will give a terminal end to that strife and to that struggle, so that no girl child in Ghana will absent herself from school, have her dignity compromised as we watch in the drama because of undergoing this natural biological process. So I'm happy President Mahama himself is here to do us the honor of the launching. It will improve attendance and retention in our schools and consequently enhance academic performance. Under President Mahama, sometime by the end of this year, he is dedicating himself to the promotion of mathematics, science, and engineering education STEM. So from primary 4 to primary 6, STEM kits and STEM cells will be introduced for all learners at that level to get exposure to science, mathematics, and engineering education. The Ghana Education Trust Fund in the process of securing those STEM cells for use by upper primary 4 and upper primary 6. It is also the vision and dream of Excellency John Dramani Mahama that from senior high school to every Ghanaian student will have an option to choose between one major foreign language, French, Spanish, German, Chinese, or any other compulsory one language to accompany your area of study. That will also be introduced as part of our review of curricula. I understand that there is a cultural display.
The cloth that our mothers used to use in the past was called bue. So from now, no more bue. Bue will become a thing of the past. But let me go down memory lane. But first, let me acknowledge His Royal Majesty King Kakite Kochuru II, the Government Chair and President of the Ghana Traditional Council. Let me acknowledge our Ministers of State who are present, our Members of Parliament, the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, the Director General of Ghana Technical and Vocational Education and Training Service, all senior government officials, our development partners, our senior security officers, our civic society organization partners, officials from the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, our head teachers, and teaching and non-teaching staff of beneficiary schools, my dear students, my dear children, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to go down memory lane. In 2014, when I was president of Ghana, during, let me say, what we call my first coming, my vice president was Jane Naana Opoku Agyeman. My education minister was Jane Naana Opoku Agyeman, who currently is my vice president. And as education minister, she led the negotiation of an agreement with the World Bank, which was called the Secondary Education Improvement Program, the SAIP. Now under the SAIP, it had different components, but I remember one of the major components was scholarships for brilliant but needy girls, support for girls in maths, education and technology. But a component of the loan was meant for a pilot program in supplying girls in school with sanitary products. It was then for the first time I got acquainted with the challenges that our girl child faces in school during their usual menstrual cycle. And it was then I learned that for many of them, for a certain number of days during the month, they refrain from going to school because they are afraid of soiling themselves and being the laughing stock of their peers. And so that pilot was undertaken, but I remember when we tried to pass it through Parliament, for the first time, it sounded very strange. And for those who were in Parliament at the time, they'll remember our opposition bench called it the PAD loan, if you remember. And a lot of mockery was made that a government will go to take a loan to supply sanitary pads for girls, because at the time, this challenge was not very well understood, even by members of Parliament. Today, I'm happy that everybody accepts that this is the right thing to do, because it is a natural process of creation. The menstrual cycle our daughters go through every month is just their identity as women. And God created them to go through that so that they can exercise their reproductive function of the human race, so that we can reproduce ourselves. And that is why every month they have to go through that inconvenience. And the least we can do is to support them and assist them with what they need to be able to go through it with dignity and with hygiene. And so I'm happy that today we've reached this point. Everybody accepts that we should invest national resources in order that our girl children can have confidence to be able to go to school without fearing that they will become the laughing stock of their friends. And so, like I said, mothers, you don't need to give your children buoy anymore. We will supply them with the proper sanitary products to be able to go to school. Thank you very much. Having said that, I wish to extend the greetings of Jane Naana Opoku Agyeman to all of you. I spoke to her yesterday and I told her we're going to miss her at this event because this is a program that is very dear to her. She said to say hello to all of you and to say she's recuperating and catching a bit of rest. She's very well, and as soon she will join us, to continue to prosecute the reset agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, today we take a bold step forward, not just in education policy or healthcare, but in hope for the girl child. Today is a message to every girl in Ghana that you matter, that your dreams matter, and your future is worth every investment that we can make in it. I stand before you to officially launch the National Sanitary Pad Distribution Program, a promise we made and are proud to have fulfilled. This initiative is more than just the distribution of sanitary pads. It is a clear declaration that no girl in Ghana should miss school because of a menstrual period. Far too many of our daughters, our nieces and sisters have missed out on education, not because they lack the academic intelligence and the flair or the will or the ambition, but simply because they lack access to proper sanitary products. Research has shown that girls can miss up to 5 school days each month, amounting to nearly 40 days of schooling a year. This is not just a statistic, it represents a young girl falling behind in class, losing her confidence, and struggling to catch up because of what is a natural biological process. This reality is unacceptable. In Ghana, where we aim for progress, equity, and justice, this must not continue. Menstruation should never be a reason for exclusion or shame. It should not be a barrier to education or self-achievement. And that is why this program exists, to remove one of the silent yet powerful obstacles standing in the way of our girl-child dreams. We are acting today to restore hope. Hope to the girls who thought they had to sit out for several days every month. Hope to parents who worried about how to provide these essential products to their daughters. And hope to a nation that wants every child to rise regardless of their background or their gender. This program is a multi-ministerial collaboration involving 3 ministries: the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, and the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning.